it is important that this House talk about migration, because there is a conversation that is taking place in every community, possibly around every dinner table, and we know that some of that conversation has been influenced by distortion, by exaggeration, and in some instances downright lies that have been disseminated by what can only be described as nasty actors, particularly online. We must acknowledge, though, that there are genuine concerns within our communities. And I know that some fear that any public acknowledgement of those concerns would actually encourage or strengthen those nasty actors. But I have to say that the vast majority of people who raise the issue of migration with me are not nasty and they're not racist. The concerns that they have raised with me relate primarily to the crises in housing, healthcare and community safety. And in each of those instances, the cause isn't migrants, it's the parties of government that have actually made these crises worse. People that speak with me aren't anti-migrant. Most of them were migrants themselves, or their family members were among the millions of Irish people who went abroad in search of a better life. And they've welcomed those who have come to Ireland in recent times for the exact same reason. They expect that those who come to Ireland to be treated the same, to have the same rights and the same responsibilities as we would expect Irish people to have in the many countries our people move to. Yes, they want a fair immigration system with well-functioning rules and regulations that everyone understands, that serves the interests of all the people who call Ireland home. And that's Sinn Féin's position also, not open borders as some have suggested. The overwhelming majority of those who come here, whether it's because of EU free movement or permit schemes or through the international protection system, contribute positively to our society. They make Ireland a better place, and they should be treated with respect. And if anyone breaches that respect by breaking the law, then they should no longer be entitled to remain in Ireland. And we should all be comfortable in saying that, knowing as we do that we are referring to a tiny minority of those involved. People have a right under international law to seek protection, and Ireland has an obligation to treat those who do so with compassion and respect while their application is being decided. But it has to be said that process currently takes far too long to conclude. Some applicants wait years, and that's unfair on them, but it also adds to the sense that the system is broken. And if an applicant isn't entitled to asylum, then of course they should leave. And Minister, there is a problem when government can't outline how many people have actually left when deportation orders have issued. The failure to plan, to manage these issues effectively, and the two-tier approach that has been adopted has led now to some vulnerable people being handed a sleeping bag and told to live on the street. That's disgraceful stuff. And there is a clear capacity issue that government don't seem to see. And again, the fault lines for these issues lie not at the doors of migrants, but at the door of government. But that doesn't mean that we pretend they're not there. We also must acknowledge that the failure to engage with local communities on locations of international emergency accommodation has made problems worse. People do get angry that some private individuals are making an awful lot of money from the system while the local community feels that it's been left without the supports that they need, and that needs to change. Our migration systems need to be fair and compassionate, and when they are, Irish people will be accommodating and welcoming, and we know that because we've seen it in our own communities, in every city, in every town, in every village over recent years. And the recent increases in racist incidents are deplorable, and they must be challenged by everyone in this House. But we also must accept that there are concerns, and we must accept that all of us in political life have an obligation to listen to those concerns. And if we do listen to those concerns, and if we do act in a compassionate and fair way, then I believe that we can resolve the issues that have been raised.